leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Also, what do you feel like, what's the most significant thing that you feel like working out with Bluray adds to your game?
Just my strength. Just my strength, durability, and just, power, and everything's in the core too, man. Like throw punches, when you block punches, your lower back and your core is the most important thing, besides your legs. And, with me and Blue, we hit our core hard and my lower body hard. And I'm always in tip-top shape, but it gets me into, that physical shape where I'm strong. As you can see, with the Chris out here and my physical fight, the Kill Book fight, as around.
Good morning. WCS back on the boulevard. What's good, man? We back at it again. They say, damn. People up here talking about what I'm doing lives on. First in the building. Samar Warren. Salute, man. Peace, blessings, and below. Salute WCS certified. Stamp the like button, man. Yes, sir. We at it again. It's Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? The second marker of the week. Hopefully everyone is doing great that's out there in the workforce. I hope you was able to get up this morning and go out there and do what you love doing and continue to work towards that moment, you know what I'm saying, with the benefits and retirement. You know what I'm saying? It's good we can have this conversation now. By the time you retire, we won't be having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'll be able to. But Chase Money on deck. What's good with it? Chase Money. Don Vaughn in the building. What's good? Good morning. Salute WCS in the chat. Mr. Pads on deck. Peace WCS. WCS, that Apple Vision Pro is crazy. Can't even change the environment around you while you watch it. Hey. Now you seeing where I'm going with it, right? People wouldn't even thought about what that is unless they know what it is, but you know what it is. Let me see. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. Salute to you. Lost Art of Boxing, the LAB in the building, man. So what you just heard was an old audio from Bluray Fitness. And this live is not going to be what you think it is, because Bluray, I got mad respect for the man, real talk. Because that's an area that me and him both I dealt with at one point in my career, not on the level that he was, but our mindset was kind of the same. You know what I'm saying? And driving to, stay a certain way, being able to attack or strengthen certain parts of the body. And I agree with Spence. I agree with Spence when he said the core is everything, right? The core is everything. But let's get down to the reality of it, right? If Spence was able to provide that information about Bluray at that time, let's take it back. You know, if Spence felt the way he did in Bluray, you know what I'm saying, being in his camp, being able to get this man in the type of shape that he know you can feel it. You know, just like Bluray say, it's the difference between training and getting somebody stronger. You know what I'm saying? Or knowing how to get somebody stronger or something like that. I'm curious to know why this man is not in the camp anymore. And look, I don't think it was Bluray. The real thing is him as to the reason why he didn't want to be there no more, because he's been on record as pretty much making it a point that he hoped Errol calls him back for this camp and all that. So you know me, I'm like this, Bluray. I hope he call you back too. You know why I hope he call you back? Because you know what the hell you're doing. For real. Bluray know what the hell he's doing, man. They can say what they want. But that dude's in shape and he know how to get somebody in shape. I want the best Errol Spence in shape, so they can't make it any excuses, Bluray. That's where I'm at with it. So they can't make any excuses. Team Spence, get this man back in the camp, man. I want the best Errol Spence possible, because right now they still living off Bud Crawford's name. I want them to live off everything Errol Spence got going on, bro. Seriously. I want them to be comfortable. I want them to be confident walking into the T-Mobile arena. I want them to know. I want them to be talking like Bluray like they used to. Yeah, y'all channels on here used to talk about Bluray all the time, especially ETB. He used to talk about Bluray fitness all the time. He got Bluray back, Bluray, and I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the brothers, I just wish the shit would have worked out. It would have been good if Bluray could have sustained his spot in the Spence camp with strength and conditioning, and he could have had bragging rights on being in a fight camp with Spence all this time. So now we could have been like, okay, this are the results that we get with Spence. You know what I'm saying? This is what we got going on with Spence. If we would have had a full-blown professional like Bluray, strength and conditioning, that actually does the workout with you. Because I want the 1000% Spence. I want them to call him up for this camp. I know people from Spence camp listen to my streams. I know they do. Y'all need Bluray in the camp, bro. Seriously. Okay, let's just put it this way. So supposedly, you know, the people that you got in there now, and they do nutrition and all that, and I think I heard Bluray said, you know, they went with the other team. Okay, but this is the biggest fight of his career, right? You've seen how deconditioned Spence has been over time. So I would basically suggest to you that when Spence was on here talking about what type of shape he was when he was with Bluray, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. You know, but people get it twisted when it comes to me and when it comes to competitiveness. I don't want a Spence to go in there that's not 100%. I don't want the Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Spence to be the Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? The one in there when he fought Errol Spence. I want him to be 1000% healthy. That's what I want. Don Vaughn with the $5 super sticker, man. Salute to you. Thanks for the super sticker and the donation, man. One love to you, Don. Appreciate you on a Tuesday. Going up on a Tuesday, man. You know what I'm saying? WCS is going up on a Tuesday. You already know. Toby Bartley, we are absolutely internationally, globally. When Toby's in the building, salute WCS in the chat. Salute to you, bro. What's good? Willie Lowe in the building. Salute to you, Willie. What's good? Salute to you, bro. Just dropping by to smash the like button before work and say God bless you. God bless you too, bro. Hope everything is going well your way, man. You know what I'm saying? On a Tuesday. Shout out to a Team Bomb Squad Soldier, man. Willie Low in the building. Out of Tuscaloosa on deck. Lost Art of Boxing. Okay, that's just Toby. They talking about that shit right now on the news. Let me see what news. What news? So that's where I'm at with the Bluray situation, because look, everybody think they can read where I'm about to go with something, and I'm gonna diss everybody that had association. Well, he about to get some hot grease too. Bluray, you about to get some hot grease. Real talk. I'm just starting it off. I'm doing the intro, but like I said before, I like Bluray as a trainer, man. I believe he know what the hell he's doing. Real talk, and I believe the workout that he does have, it's gonna hurt. It's going to make you go to places that you didn't want to go. But once you get to that threshold and push past it, and you're going to be a better fit person. Real talk. I believe it. I think the brother should be getting more play and more exposure in the boxing community. Somehow he ain't, man. This is my point with Spence. If you're going to give the man credit, you know what I'm saying? Do everything it takes. So, okay, he's been out your camp for several fights now. Bring him back. Because shit, everybody know the type of strength and condition Bud be on. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that's easy to figure out. You know, the man's always doing strength and condition. He's always out there staying in shape. I can't say the same for Spence, but he does have a connection, a previous connection with Bluray, who had him in tip-top shape. He had that blade sharp. Why not bring him back to the camp this time around? Why not, bro? The dude know what the fuck is going on. Like, he's educated in this fitness shit. I want Spence to be 1,000%, because I can already hear if he don't perform the way he's supposed to, they're gonna come up with all these damn reasons to get on here and start lying again. You already see the information is already out about the fight. But they don't want to talk about what matters. They want to talk about what brings views and more subs. That's all that is. They want to talk about other things collectively. Other things that don't have anything really to do with Errol Spence. See, I can do a video on Bud Crawford, but they can do a video on Bud Crawford when they just talking about the same, I don't like this, I don't like that, and Bud fans and all that. Hey, it's not like I don't speak about Errol Spence fans, but I don't have Errol Spence like that in my thumbnails all the time to basically try to get my point across. Now, my thumbnail is pretty much directed at Bluray and the Errol Spence fans, because these guys are coming up with some of the most craziest. They're talking about old shit. Blunt sent me some this morning where, some people was talking about how Bud was cheating in the David Avanesian fight, and he altered his gloves. You know what I'm saying? I remember how people was talking about the glove gate with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's not the same. The fuck y'all talking about, man? Why are y'all talking about old stuff that's in the books already? So now they're trying to say that in so many words that Terence Crawford is a cheater. Terence Crawford is trying to get to a point where, in his career, he's 35 and he don't have it no more. I heard somebody say, well, I heard Spence say this. Spence said Crawford's legs is going to go just like Roy Jones. Well, if his legs are going to go like Roy Jones, if you're saying it like that, well, we'll see come July 29th. We'll see. We'll see how his legs, because he haven't been in an accident. We'll see how his legs. That man's still out there freaking running on the pavement and doing road work, all that, pushing pavement, all that shit. But my thumbnail is don't ignore what you see. Don't ignore what you see. And just like Mr. Pass said, the provision, you know what I'm saying? That was the whole deal for me to allow people in this boxing game to understand how my mind works. You know what I'm saying? And also to understand the device that I do have in there, it can change the environment around you. And that's what people are attempting to do. You know what I'm saying? They want to change the environment around them when it comes to Crawford. They want this all to go away. They don't want Errol Spence to have to go in there July 29th. They hoping and praying that Crawford can't defend his belt. They hoping and praying that Errol Spence can't go in there and defend his belts. You know what I'm saying? They hoping and praying Keith Thurman, you know what I'm saying, step in for Errol Spence. Because real talk, they don't want this fight to happen, bro. The fight is made official, and these guys still don't want to talk about it. That's the whole point of my thumbnail. You want to ignore that killer that's on the left, and you want to ignore what he's accomplished already. He's already got the t-shirt. The certificate is signed, bro. He has already been on the undisputed list, on a short list at that, back then, in the 4-belt era. He's already did it. He did it before Josh Taylor. He did it before Josh Taylor. Now, don't get it twisted. He did it before Naoya Inoue. He did it before Canelo Alvarez. He did it before Jermell Charlo. He did it, man. What more do you want this man to do? He got the t-shirt already. This is just extra on top. This is extra hot grease, man. You know what I'm saying? Now it deals with a fish fry. It's amazing how when Terence Crawford's name comes up for this fight and people want to speak on his accolades, they tend to want to shy away or totally ignore, jettison the fact that this man has not been undisputed. They always want to mention his undisputed like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, well, since we're talking about it, it didn't matter anyway because Julius Ndongo. Yeah, Julius Ndongo was a world champion. Julius Ndongo is not a bum. Real talk. No matter what they want to say about him, he's not a bum. But it doesn't matter what you think because y'all are up here trying to change the environment around you. You want to look through a different lens. You know what I'm saying? Bluray is looking through a lens that he believes he knows. Bluray has been up here around Errol Spence. So I can respect where he's coming from, a position of knowing. He's been there, he's trained Errol Spence. And like I said, I really would have wished, I really wish that relationship would have lasted. You know what I'm saying? I really wish Bluray would have been able to stay in there with Spence because I would have liked to see, you know, that is the only time, truth be told. Look, WCS is probably the only one that'll tell you this. When Bluray was in there, that's when his, you know, the aerosexuals was pretty much talking about Errol Spence. They love talking about Bluray, man. They love talking about the connection that Errol Spence had with Bluray. They did. That's the most you will ever hear in the videos that they're talking about Errol Spence, man. When Bluray went away, it's almost like they trying to sub him and just banish that man. Like he never was in the Spence camp. Yeah, he was there. You know what I'm saying? He has bragging rights. Not only was he there, but he knew what he was doing while he was there. Spence even spoke about it. And that's why, you know, due to certain areas or certain footage that I've seen Spence be out of shape, I would want Bluray to be a part of this camp just so it can leave no stone unturned. I want Spence to be at maximum capability when he go in there and compete. I want Spence to be, I don't want no excuses from his people. I don't want no excuses, bro. I don't want no excuses. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Bluray has a podcast called Hard Truth Blue. And this thumbnail is for him too, because obviously he don't see certain things in Terence Crawford that I do. And other people. You know what I'm saying? They want to change the environment around them and make it into something. I mean, it's not like we haven't been able to do that. It's called your imagination. A lot of people can't do that. I happen to be blessed where I've always been able to change, my environment, imagination wise, and speak on certain things like I do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is a gift, and it can also be somewhat of I wouldn't say a curse, but it can rub people the wrong way. You have people listen to me tell these stories and ad lib, and they actually take this shit serious. And that's when I say, like, if you want to come up here and take some lighthearted, wordplay and be mad about it because it's about your fighter, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, because I know a lot of people listen to me on here and they'll try to say, oh, that's goofy. Okay, you say it's goofy, right? And I'm telling you, I can do and say out of my own mouth what I want. And the shit I say is not personal. But if you know how to tell a story off the rip, freestyle it, then why are you so angry? You shouldn't be so angry. So with this right here, when I put this together, I told y'all I always tell a story. And I think with Bluray, even though he's been attached to Spence in the past, I think when it comes to Crawford heading to this fight, I think you are clouded in a little bit. Maybe you need to clean the lenses off. You know what I'm saying? You said some things. We're going to play the audio of a recent live stream he did. And shout out and go subscribe to his channel, Hard Truth Blue. It said Errol Spence Jr. beats Terence Crawford July 29th. Tell me your opinion. So he believes what he believes. He believes what he believes. I'm not mad at him. I just wish he was in camp so we can kind of really attach him to that ass whooping come July 29th, that he was there training, Errol Spence too. And it's nothing else to be said. Errol Spence not only had this person, that person, but also Bluray was back in the camp too. I mean, I want Spence to, to tighten up. I want him to be put together. I want Bluray to be in there and got to have that man with an 8-pack. I want his core to be right. I want him to be the best that he could possibly be. We want Bluray. We want Bluray. We want Bluray back in the Spence camp ASAP. Because I want the Errol section to start talking about Spence. I want them to start getting hyped again when they used to know Bluray was training Spence. Seriously. Like I said, I got respect for Bluray, real talk. Especially him being able to train another black fighter. That shit is, it could be legendary. Having somebody in the camp long as he was in the camp. This would be a good time, man. This is the hardest fight of your life, bro. Both fighters are going in there for a very tough fight. And I would love to see Bluray in there once again, a figure, a face, inside the gym, training Spence for strength and conditioning. Derrick James. Man, I'm pretty sure y'all can come up with some Spence. If you really want Bluray in there, put him back in there, man. Be willing to go through the course of action, man, the COA. Put that man back in there and get in the best shape of your life since he left. Get in the best shape of your life since he left. Get in the best shape. What Bluray said, when he was with you, you was knocking dudes out. When he left, you was just touching them on the eye. You was touching them on the eye. You know what I'm saying? He said it was different when he was there. And you even been on record as saying, it's good, when you have that strong core and everything. Well, Bluray can get you there, bro. Let's get to this damn live he did. And this where I think Bluray, you kind of I think you kind of, the lens was kind of cloudy when you was making this. I think you was just trying to be in the good graces of Team Spence and say some things that you may not believe 100%. I'm just saying, Shouty. You may not believe what you were saying 100%.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Bluray. Hard truth teller. Call me Hard Truth Blue. Y'all already know I tell nothing but hard truths, and that's why we're here. Now, let's talk about the Errol Spence, Terence, Crawford fight. The best fight of the year, hands down. Not even going to compare. I don't believe that the Devin Haney, Lomachenko, and the Tank and Ryan Garcia fight is going to even compare to the Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. Now,
okay, we agree on that. We agree on that. But when you say wouldn't even compare, I think it is going to compare. Like, okay, when you're talking about how it plays out, performances, yeah, I think in this case we have two elite fighters. It's not too many people that call Ryan Garcia elite. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many people call Ryan Garcia elite. But no doubt about it, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence are elite fighters. They are. So that's a difference. And I do give the appraisal value of the overall fight and the people that's going to attend the fight. Yeah, I rate that higher than Garcia Davis too. So we agree on that.
I have Errol Spence winning this fight against Terence Crawford, hands down, man down. People think that Terence Crawford has a chance at knocking Errol Spence out. I don't see that. Now,
and that's where I'm at with this Bluray. That's why I put these provisions up there for you there, Blue, so you can have a better vision. I had to put the man that's gonna be standing across the ring from your guy, Spence, man. I know my creativity can be when I really want to get to it, I can get to it. But if you look in those lenses, man, that's who he's gonna be facing, bro. He's already been undisputed, Bluray. Why do you not think he's gonna knock out Spence? I know it's easy, right? Because I was the same way. When people say for certain fighters, if that fighter didn't have a history of knocking people or stopping people, then guess what? I would say, nah, man, you capping. But for you just saying it because that is your guy, and I understand it. But let's be honest. You look at his resume in the welterweight division, especially when you have zipped up everybody, toe tagged them, zipped them up, toe tagged them. How can you say that it's not going to happen? I know where you're at. You say you don't think it's going to happen. Okay, I give you that. You said I think it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think you said I know it's not going to happen.
Went and did my homework. I have looked at Terence Crawford fights. I've looked at Errol Spence fights, and I know a lot of times people try to compare Errol Spence opponents to Terence Crawford opponents, and I'm talking about the opponents that they fought together.
Make your comeback with a community
that they fought together. And I just see differences in the fighters that Errol Spence fought when he fought them versus when Terence Crawford fought the same individuals.
See, and it's not many. Okay, it's not many. You feel me? Errol Spence had the opportunity to face Jeff Horn. He thought he was food. I guess he wasn't the entree that he needed because the man had a belt, but he didn't want it. He didn't want to fight Jose Benavidez, who was undefeated. He gets Kavalauskas. You know what I'm saying? He could have fought Amir Khan, but now Amir Khan, they try to say the man wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody that Terence Crawford was in the ring with at welterweight division, the line of measure is Kell Brook and Sean Porter, y'all. Because before Terence Crawford fought Kell Brook, they were saying Errol Spence can beat everybody on Terence Crawford record. And when it comes to a debate, that's not really something you can go in there and say, well, you don't know that. Then they'll say, oh, well, we can give you the guys on, Errol Spence's resume, and that'll prove that right there. They will always mention 4-weight division, Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Just think about when that conversation was going on. Just exclude your Dinas Ugas, right? Just exclude your Dinas Ugas. But just think about when the conversation was going on. His whole mission, his entire mission was to collect belts. So two of those guys he collected belts from was Kell Brook and Sean Porter. Okay? So with that said, what you're going to hear from Bluray is that he leave out some crucial points. He leave out some crucial points when you want to talk about the measuring stick. When you're talking about the line of how you measure opponent to opponent from resume to resume. These two guys, Kell Brook and Sean Porter, y'all want to put the condition on there. The condition is, oh, they want the same when Bud Crawford fought him. They want the same. Well, they want the same when Errol Spence fought him, right? Because didn't Kell Brook have Sean Porter belt? Or am I being petty? Didn't Kell Brook have Sean Porter belt? Didn't Kell Brook have Sean Porter belt? So therefore, when he took the IBF title and it came back around for him to fight Sean Porter, were you getting the undefeated Sean Porter? Or you want to combine them together? What were you giving? What appraisal value were you giving Sean Porter when he stepped in there with you? The fact that he fought for a vacant and beat Danny Garcia, who had already been beaten before. What were you giving to hype up the Kell Brook, who came off getting his ass beat 2 divisions up? When we talk about when they fought. So listen to what he has to say and understand that it's some hypocrisy going on here, Bluray. You leaving out some shit, bro.
Let's take Kell Brook. When Kell Brook was #1 in the world, Keith Thurman ducked the fade. Keith Thurman didn't want no smoke. Didn't nobody want no smoke with Kell Brook, but Errol Spence.
We don't want to hear about Keith Thurman. Because Keith Thurman didn't want to fight Errol Spence at the time, that's old news. He ain't in the equation. He ain't going to be there July 29th. He's trying to play catch up once again and reestablish himself. He was unified before Spence, though. That I can say.
Went over there to another country, went over there and took the crown, took the belt from him, right? So when Terence Crawford fought him, he wasn't #1. Okay, he came off some wins. But at the end of the day, he already had 2 damaged eyes.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Bluray. I appreciate you for mentioning that. You said when he fought Terence Bud Crawford, he had 2 damaged eyes. So when you subtract 1 from 2, what you get? Is it a value of 0 or a value of 1? If it's a value of 1, I want to know who's responsible for that problem. If you say he had 2 damaged eyes and you subtract 1 of those, being that Errol Spence gave him 1, right? You said 2. So we know to be true that he had 1 other damaged eye prior to Errol Spence. So if you subtract that and you have 1, that means that would be Gennady Golovkin when he damaged the eye. So you are basically ignoring and telling your fans that when Errol Spence was able to step in the ring with Kell Brook, he already had a damaged eye, which would be the value of 1. Right, Bluray? Because everything is numbers when you doing strength conditioning, right? So let's condition ourselves to understand. So when he came in there with Errol Spence, he had a bad eye already. That would put him 1 up heading into the ring with Errol Spence. Gennady had busted that eye up. So Errol Spence fought a Kell Brook in under 9 months who had a fractured eye. Their Bluray. Don't leave that out. You just skipped all over the place and, like it was hopscotch, and you want to go over here to when Bud Crawford fought him with 2 bad eyes. Well, Spence is 1. Subtract that, and it leaves 1. And we need to talk about how Gennady sent him into the Errol Spence fight with a damaged eye. That's what we talking about, Bluray. That's what we talking about. Keep it all the way up that wow. Don't leave that out.
And then those 3 wins there, because I heard Terence Crawford talked about that Kell Brook was on a 3-fight win streak, if I'm not mistaken. Well, those 3 fights, guess what? He didn't fight nobody.
Okay. I hear you talking. Okay, Blu-ray. That's what I'm saying. That's why I put them vision goggles up there, because you need to put your place in an environment that you forgot. You selectively forgot and put this in the past. I want you to go back to once again when Errol Spence was set to fight Kell Brook, right? So once again, what you do in life is about numbers, right there. Blu-ray, you just don't damn put the clock on and say, hey, work out for 2 minutes. I'll be back. I'm just gonna head up to Mickey D's. Everything is about numbers with you, right? So you just said that Terence Crawford fought Kell Brook, who was coming off 3 wins. And those opponents were nobody. They were sparring partners. He hasn't really got to the sparring partner, but I'm just telling you, that's where he leans, right? So let's go back to how many losses Kell Brook had when he came in there at Errol Spence. He was coming off a loss, big dog. He was coming off a loss. You just walk past that like it was a park bench. He was coming off a loss, bro. Not only was he coming off a loss, but it was 2 weight divisions up. So we're going to say that Kell Brook had 3 wins coming in there with Crawford. But I mean, you know, and just ignore the fact of the fights he had at 154. But Errol Spence was coming 2 weight classes up with a legend, with a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer in Gennady Golovkin, bro. 2 weight classes up, dropping that weight to come back down to welterweight and fight Errol Spence as a damaged fighter. I get it.
Sparring partners, right? Then he come back and fight a world champion, which was Terence Crawford, and ended up losing. And I believe that Kell Brook didn't, from my understanding, he didn't have his coach. It was during COVID. So we already know that the training protocol wasn't the same. And he didn't have his coach. So I believe those 2 factors are very key in the Kell Brook fight, because he didn't have his. It's like Errol Spence fighting a fight without Derrick James.
It's funny, Blu-ray, how you can mention key factors. Okay, y'all. Blu-ray is mentioning key factors on why Kell Brook wasn't the boxer he's supposed to be, right? So what are you gauging this off of? Because you want to look at how Errol Spence went in there and fought Kell Brook life and limb after him coming off a loss to Gennady Golovkin with a fractured eye socket. So what you're saying with Terence Crawford was that Kell Brook came in there and he didn't have a trainer and all that. Well, let me educate you, brother, because this is what I do. You do what you do, and you know, you grinding all your life over there doing strength condition, but this is what I do over here. Let me explain something to you. Didn't Kell Brook go up to 160 against his people's will, against his team's better wishes? Did they want him to go up there and fight Gennady? You're trying to say that Kell Brook was coming in there and he didn't have his trainer with him and all that. Last time I checked, they didn't want him to go up to 160 and fight Gennady Golovkin either, but he did for a non-title fight. You know what I'm saying? His title wasn't on the line at 147. But back then, didn't he go up there to 160 against their wishes? So it was the same situation, bro. It was the same situation. If you want to use your 3 to 4 credits of psychology and try to, in hindsight, talk about what Kell Brook did. Yeah, Kell Brook was being a rebel. He was being a bit rogue. You feel me? He went up there against the better wishes of his team, and he got his ass stomped. The crazy part about him getting beat up the way he did was that he went right after that and fought Errol Spence. So just like you leave out stuff, I'm going to add stuff. I don't think Kell Brook was I don't think he was 70% in that fight with Errol Spence. Just like Derrick James went in there and said Errol Spence was 40% when he was fighting Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? He was 40%, y'all. 40%. But yeah, he up there had the same struggles, you know, with Yardenas Ugas that he had with Danny Garcia, but he was 40%. But Blu-ray, you can't leave this shit out, bro. You got to understand, this is what we do on here. You know what I'm saying? You do training, we do this content shit. You just can't sit up here and talk about what Kell Brook did when he was coming to fight Terence Crawford. He didn't have his trainer, and that's the reason why he couldn't make adjustments. Hey, Terence Crawford made his adjustments in the bottom of the third. And then he hit a home run in the top of the fourth. He made the adjustments. Kell Brook, he had his people with him.
Derrick James being there in his ear, the person that has always, in my opinion, did great coaching in reference to telling Errol Spence what to do, when to do, and how to do it. Outside of Errol Spence IQ, because he's actually in the ring. Right? So, you know, I heard Terence Crawford on the $1 Million Game talk about that mutual opponent that they have together, and it was two different people. You know, you can have a good day and a bad day. So you can't just, in my opinion, make it across the board because Earl stopped him later than Terence Crawford, that you can make the assessment that Terence Crawford gonna win. Now,
yeah, Bluray, we have to correct you on that. Yeah, we can make that assessment. And you're showing some biasness. Like I said before, those Provision goggles, they come with a cloth, a cleaning cloth. You can clean them lenses off and you can see a little bit clearer. And you know what I'm saying? You might want to get a little bit closer to the phone and look into the thumbnail, brother. That wouldn't have mattered. You have to face the fact, Bluray, that you're not in Errol Spence's camp. You are a strength and conditioning trainer. You are not a boxing trainer. You are strength and conditioning. So what I'm hearing you say right now is you're being extremely biased, leaning heavy to one side, and you want to praise Derrick James for giving Errol Spence all this, you know what I'm saying, knowledge from the corner. But also, it has been on record that fighters in general don't always listen to their corner. And not all Derrick James fighters listen to him from the corner. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. All you got to do is listen to the fight. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is look at the fight, brother. You'll find out. But let's get some understanding, that Bluray. Let's get some understanding. You have to, if you're going to sell what you're talking about, if you're going to sell that Kell Brook wasn't the same person, well, you have to go back and say that Kell Brook, who fought Errol Spence, wasn't the same person prior to going up to 160. You have to keep the same energy, brother. That's all I'm saying. You have to be real with yourself first before you talk to others. If you ain't real with yourself, you're going to talk to others and you're going to feel comfortable telling them some nonsense. You're going to feel comfortable with that. How are y'all sitting up here knowing that this man had a busted face? He came into the fight with Spence, man, like the Terminator. He was missing parts. You know, his shit was still healing. If you was to do an MRI on Errol's on Kell Brook's freaking right side of his damn eye socket, the shit would have showed fragment lines, fractures, and all this other shit. But they still fought. And the man damn near went the distance with Kell Brook. That's after the beating. So you saying that Kell Brook that had time away from Spence, moved up one division, reeled off 3 wins, and he comes back down here to Terence Crawford and he don't get any credit? That's what you're trying to tell me, Bluray? He doesn't get no credit? Because I'm saying he came in there a much healthier guy. You being a strength and conditioning, you didn't say that. You're leaving out huge pieces. He came in there much healthier than he did with Errol Spence, because he wasn't coming off a beating in 9 months. So he had time to go up there and get some fights at 154, right? And then they was all wins. You say they were sparring partners. Okay, whatever. He comes back down here to Terence Crawford, make weight. He made weight just like he did when he came down from 160 to fight Spence. He made weight, brother.
We know Terence Crawford is going to go southpaw. We all know it. So when I looked at everybody Errol Spence has fought in reference to southpaws, and we think about Errol Spence jab, which everybody know, I say Errol Spence has the best jab in boxing, in my opinion. I would say that we know that he can get his jab off easy when he's fighting an orthodox fighter. So now we know Terence Crawford is going to go southpaw. So if you're fighting a southpaw to southpaw, it changes the dynamic. But as I looked at Errol Spence fighting the southpaws that he have fight, even though they're not at the level that Terence Crawford is in reference to skill set, and we know Terence Crawford has a high quality IQ. We know Terence Crawford uses his feet well. We know that. But I see something. I'm not gonna tell y'all what I see.
When people say that, hey, Bluray, when you say that, I understand what you see. Because sometimes when people close their eyes and imagine certain situations playing out for their favorite fighter, it's hard for them to put together scenarios. Me, my shit is different. I can put together scenarios with my eyes open. Is it that I'm seeing something? You know what I'm saying? Physically? Or I'm just imagining it? What you're talking about, you see, needs to be talked about inside world-class Alcatraz. You need to go tell them what you see. Because if you're seeing it and you're not a part of the team, it don't matter. It don't matter. See, I hate you say I hate that you said that, Bluray. I really do. Because I remember Mikey Garcia saying the same bullshit. Mike Garcia said, I see something. And see, I was in the crowd with Mike. I was trying to hand them the same goggles. Mike. Hey, Mikey, I got something for you, bro. This pack. No, it's all good, man. You say you seen something. I'm trying to give you these so you can put you in a different space so you can kind of see what the, virtual world is vice reality. Because in reality, you about to go ahead and get touched up. But I'm going to give you these goggles so it can kind of put you in a different headspace. You want to take them or not? Okay, I'm going to be here the whole fight, Mike. Okay, cool. Bluray seeing something. He sees something, y'all. He don't want to tell us what it is. Why won't you tell us, bro? Why, when it come to boxing, y'all dudes never want to tell what it is? Oh, I got a fight day coming up sometime on the horizon, but I can't tell you. It's secret. Why you can't tell us what you see? What you say out here on the YTC isn't going to change the scope of the fight, bro. You are not a boxing trainer. You are a strength conditioning. So why would you get on here and say you see something? What do you see? What do you see? Because I done heard people say that Terence Crawford don't use all his skills and he's not the smartest fighter. You know what I'm saying? He has all this high ring IQ that which you basically praised him for. You say he has the ring IQ. He's a very smart fighter. I salute you on that. But with that high ring IQ, doesn't it place Crawford in a position to be able to make adjustments? You know what I'm saying? Don't you accredit him to be able to make certain adjustments without hearing what's coming from the corner? That's what ring IQ is, right? Because ultimately you have two fighters who are facing one another in a 3-minute round. So they have to be able to make adjustments. And how they make adjustments is how we look at their ring IQ. So you, Bluray, we're curious to know. If you do another live, I'm curious to know, what do you see exactly? Because there's no secret squirrel shit here, bro. These guys are the elite when it comes to the welterweight division. These guys have been on the pound for pound list for weeks upon weeks. But you get on here and say you see something. I'm gonna go on the record and say I don't know what you see. And whatever it is that you see, it's not gonna affect the outcome of the fight. So you look, it was more, you had a better chance to just tell the people what you think you see. Because this ain't no secret shit, man. We're away from this. We finally got this July 29th. We passed all that secret when the fight day coming up, and I think it's gonna be this day and that day, playing all this secret squirrel, peekaboo type shit, hide and go seek. No, we got the date, July 29th. The date is here. What you see, you should have just told the fans what you think you see, and then they're gonna critique you as needed. Bro, this ain't no secret hide and go seek, Pandora's box shit. What do you see? What the fuck do you see? Or did you tell us already? Did he tell us, y'all? Listen to what he has to say.
Because somebody might send this video and And Terence Crawford camp might see this and they might correct it. But there's something that I see that I believe that's going to hurt Terence Crawford in this fight. When it comes to Errol Spence, I don't see any weaknesses because we know Errol Spence keeps a high guard.
Cap. See, Bluray, you know how I started off this? Like, I gave you your flowers, bro. It might have been 2 or 3 of them, but I gave you your flowers, bro. I gave you a flower, and then I had to play the actual day live you did. And you're sitting up here talking about you don't see, man, everybody has weaknesses. Everybody has weaknesses. And you're gonna come over here and say Errol Spence don't have any weaknesses, bro. That's where you about to get the hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, don't try it. Don't try it, Bluray. Don't try to come over here and be like them aerosexuals and act like he's perfect. Just because I say, I get on here and I'll say some shit like, I don't see any way that Errol Spence is winning. I don't see how he can beat Crawford. That's not saying he's perfect. That's not saying Crawford's perfect. That may be in reference to the deficiencies that I see with Errol Spence. That's all. That may be encompassing everything that he's been through and what I see Crawford out here doing training wise. That gives him the advantage and going in there fighting Spence. But you said you don't see any weaknesses? Did you just tell the thousands that are watching? Did you say that you don't see any weaknesses in Spence? Bro, you see something in Crawford, but Crawford is still undefeated, just like your boy Spence. So all of a sudden, you see something in Crawford that no one else is seeing. No one else is seeing this shit, bro. 39 have tried. 39 have tried and 40 have failed. If you get what I'm saying. That means if you add that one that's coming up July 29th, 39 have tried and 40 have failed. That is just to prep you for what's going down July 29th there, Bluray. You said Errol Spence have no weaknesses, and how in the hell do you see that to be true? Because this man was just in a fight, and not only this fight, but the other fight too with Danny Garcia. This dude is looking for his mouthpiece, Bluray. Can you explain that to the people? This man is getting touched up all the time, and you say he has no weaknesses? You say that Errol Spence has no weaknesses? Bro, you really trying to wrap that up and send that package to the front door of the world-class Alcatraz and get your membership back. God damn, you trying to damn send that shit first class, ain't you? Hello, Mr. James. Yes, we have a first-class package from Bluray Fitness requesting permission to rejoin, if that's okay with you. We need a signature right now. A yes or no. Please just check the box. If that's the case, just let us know. Yeah. Oh, you busy? All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll be back in about 3 minutes. Okay. Make up your mind. Get the Errol and try to make this happen. We want to get Bluray back in there so we can maximize the confidence of not only the team, but the fans around him. The fans that support him. Yes. Let's get back to Bluray talking about he don't see any weaknesses in Errol Spence.
He keeps a high guard. We know Terence Crawford is going to get some shots on. It's boxing. Earl's going to get hit. But I believe that Errol Spence is going to parry a lot of those shots. I believe that based off Errol Spence fighting style, because y'all say style makes fights, right? That he's tailor-made. Like Terence Crawford is tailor-made for Earl to beat him. Like, period. So
I just want to have fun, clap my hands, and turn around.
So
see, let me ask you this, Bluray.
This is a great fight.
Bluray said that Terence Crawford is tailor-made for Errol Spence to beat him. So you said that after that you mentioned that Terence Crawford is going to land some shots. Yeah, Terence Crawford going to land some shots. And that's after you said that, Errol Spence, has no weaknesses. So a man that don't have no weakness is going to get hit with some shots. You know what I'm saying? Right? And then you caveat to that. You say, well, you believe Errol Spence is going to parry most of them. He's going to get hit with some shots? Or you believe he's going to parry? Because last time I checked, when a fighter parry a shot, it's not actually making contact with the targeted punch placement that they wanted the shot to land, whether it be the body or the head, whatever, more so the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, which one is it there, Bluray? You say that he doesn't have any weaknesses, but we know Terence Crawford's going to land some shots. Then you turn around and say, well, you believe Errol Spence is going to parry most of them. Errol Spence is going to parry most of those shots. I'm just going off your own words. So is he going to land some shots, or he going to attempt to land some shots? But Errol Spence being the perfect fighter, he's going to be able to parry those. He's going to be able to parry all those shots. Parry. He's going to be able to parry all those shots. I mean, which one is it, brother? You know what I'm saying? He has ring IQ. You say he has high ring IQ and everything else, and you give him just a crumb. You gave him a crumb of freaking compliments. But yet, with the perfect fighter who has no weaknesses like Spence, is Bud gonna land some shots on him, or is he gonna attempt to land and they're not gonna be as effective as they should be because he parrying them? Which one is it gonna be?
We're not going, and I know Earl is going to train hard for this fight. I know he's this is fight, like this is for all the more. And me with working with Errol Spence in the past, I know that he a dog. Period. People talk about him not stopping people. People talk about him not, possible, because we don't know, he might still work with me this fight. But even if he don't, I just see that Earl is naturally strong anyway. Like, Earl is a naturally strong individual, whether he work with me or not. And
so he said, Earl is a naturally strong individual, whether he works with me or not. I get it, Bluray. Man, like I said before, I want this brother to get back in the camp with Errol. Real talk. That's no disingenuous, nothing. I like Bluray like as a strength and conditioning, and he knows his shit. You know what I'm saying? But you said it back to back. If he works with me or not. If he works with me or not. I'm putting the live out there, and these brothers love sitting in links over there. They if they really want Bluray, you know what I'm saying, to be in the Spence camp, man, send the link over there. So Derek James, in between time when he's taking down the Constantino wire, you know what I'm saying, unlocking the doors for the fighters to come in. He can listen to this live stream. Listen, DJ. Please let Bluray back in the camp. I think he's needed. The man is a professional. He does know what the hell he's doing. You don't find too many strength and conditioning that will actually do the exercises with the person that they're training, and that's not easy. But he feels that Errol Spence is a perfect fighter, right? He feels that Bud will land some shots, so therefore there go the imperfection, because if he's perfect, he wouldn't get hit. So therefore, if Crawford is going to land some shots, but turn around magically, and Errol Spence is going to parry those shots, you know what I'm saying? That's something that y'all can work in together. Like, he's not a boxing trainer. You're not a boxing trainer, Bluray. You're a strength condition. But I understand where you're having a little trouble trying to explain this boxing shit. I feel you, bro. I feel you. But also on top of that, you being a little biased. You're being a little biased. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You said Errol don't have no weaknesses, bro. And on these YTC streets, man, you say some shit like that. Let me get over here and say Crawford doesn't have any weaknesses. Let me get on here and say Crawford never been hit flush. Let me say that, and my numbers will go up to the goddamn millions. Let me get on here and say Crawford is a perfect fighter. He ain't never been hit in his entire career. He is absolutely flawless, like the O on his boxing ledger. They won't let me live, man. You need to think about that, Bluray. You need to think about it. You know, a person like me, listen to your words, bro.
He has a mentality of that you're gonna have to put me down to beat me. Like he has that mentality. So I don't see, even though we know Terence Crawford is a dog in his right.
True.
But his style is like I see something.
See something? What?
I know.
What did you see, Bluray? What you see, Bluray? Tell me, because I kind of get a speech impediment hearing that you see something all the time. It kind of, puts in a little bit. It makes me stutter a little bit, Bluray. Well, I'm curious to know what you see, Bluray. Tell the people what you see, homie. What did you see? This is the second or third time that you say you see something. I mean, I remember looking at the movie, they say, I see dead people. But what do you see in this scenario? What do you see? And if you see something that you don't want to get out to the Crawford camp, you're trying to say that this would be such a priority that someone in the Crawford camp will look at this and hear what you're saying if you was to let it out the bag and say, you know what? Wow. A strength and conditioning trainer figured us out. What you think about that, Bo, man? Steve, what do you think about that? Shakur, can you come in for a second? Did you hear that? He figured us out. We're doomed. Jesus. Gee willikers. How did he do it? Somebody get on their phone and call Derek James and tell him, hey, by all means necessary, keep this guy out your camp. He knows. He knows. Hey, Derek, I'm telling you, he knows, man. He knows. I'm trying to say this man says he sees something, but yet he don't want to put it out for the public to know what it is because he believes Team Crawford is going to get this information and they're going to be doomed. Now they're going to figure out someone that trains strength and conditioning has figured out this ultimate flaw that Crawford has. And he believes either one, they'll be able to fix it within the time frame allotted from here to July 29th, or they won't be able to correct it. So Bluray has figured it out, y'all. Wow. Unbelievable. Bluray has figured out and seen something that Crawford does. And he really haven't let it out the bag. Like, I'm waiting for him to drop the bag like a sack of Idaho potatoes. You know, just drop the motherfucker and let us know, bro. Because I'm curious to know what you see. I'll give you a super chat if you let me know. Next time you go live, I'll drop you a super chat, please. You know, what do you see exactly? Because you see something. I see something. Just let the people know what it is. That's all I want to know. I just want to know what you see, homie. We getting close to the fight date. I'm going to give you all the credit in the world, bro. You put it out there, and if we see that play out at the T-Mobile Arena, I'm going to be like, hey, first and foremost, I want to give a big thanks to Bluray Fitness. Because without him putting this information out to the public, we would have never known that Crawford actually had this and nobody else figured it out. But due to Blu-ray's live and him looking at film study, he figured it out. So my next question to you, Bluray, is have you got with Derek James and told them, because that's the team that your team Spence, right? Have you told them what you've seen, or are you just going to keep it in the ProVision goggles? Are you just going to keep it in a state of mind? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to let them know. That's who you rocking with, right?
Yeah, it gives Earl a chance to clip him, and then Terence Crawford cannot fight Earl in the pocket. Even when I go back and watch David Ebenezer, right? They talk about David Ebenezer. We know he's not on the high quality of Earl. But, you know, he had a high guard. He tried to fight on the inside, and he ended up getting clipped. And Terence Crawford sat there right in front of him and bullied him. But Earl is bigger and he's stronger. And Earl inside game is 10 times better than.
See, here we go again, there, Bluray. See, this is why I got to bring you to the table, Bluray. Now, son. At approximately 10:07 a.m., June 6th, you said that Errol Spence was 10 times stronger. Is that what you said? No, I ain't said. What I meant was 3 times. No, hold up. Now, hold up. At 10 o'clock, June 6th, you said Errol Spence Jr. was 10 times stronger than Bud Crawford. Is that not what you said? No. See what happened. I said at 10 that he was a little bit. See, son, you done fucked up. You know you fucked up, right? No. See, when I got my license, I tried to dabble in boxing, but I'm a strength to get. See, son, you know you fucked up. You said that Errol Spence was 10 times stronger than Bud Crawford. People, listen to me. Listen to what I have to say on this. It's a difference on how I ad lib, and it's a difference when somebody says something like this. I supposed to say some far-fetched stuff, right? And you put it together and tell your story. That's my whole point. But when somebody sits up here and once again, if it's not Terence Crawford resume, Bluray is saying that Errol Spence is 10 times stronger than Crawford. He can't fight on the inside. He just can't. Bro, I am trying my best to find a breach in the O on his record. I've sent the security tactical team out there, and we have walked the perimeter of that O on Bud Crawford record. I swear to God, it's a place in Omaha. You know what I'm saying? A secret place, and we have visited that shit, bro. And after the fight, I'm gonna give y'all the video. Seriously, I found out area O. I found out the area O. Real talk. I found out where that motherfucker at, and me and my tactical team, we went out there. We walked the entire perimeter, y'all, for any signs of breach. I'm talking about any areas which may have been infiltrated prior to, but they was repaired and they was invisible to the naked eye. I walked, and once I completed it, we walked again and walked again and walked again. I said, from what we see, there has been no breach on this O. None. So one of my team members say, "Hey, Scotty, you know, we just walked the perimeter. We walked the perimeter. But you know, they in some areas they dig tunnels. Do you think they built a tunnel underneath and drilled and went up to in a different area and they may have did it that way?" I said it's possible. But right now, even with that being the way it is, we don't see any signs of someone breaching the O, the Omaha O. Because Omaha started with an O, right? We haven't seen any signs. We haven't seen any signs, Bluray. What is you saying? We haven't seen any signs. So to say that Terence Crawford can't fight on the inside, who has made him pay for it? 39 have tried, 40 have failed. Who has made him pay for not being able to fight on the inside like you say? And is it even true what you're saying? And 10 times stronger, what evidence do you have as a strength condition slash, YouTuber? You know what I'm saying? I can't call you a content creator. I can't do that, Bluray. But you said 10 times stronger. So let me get this straight, Bluray, because this is what we do over here, Bluray. You got to understand, this is what we do, brother. This is what we do. It's not personal. But check this out, Bluray. I got some questions for you, right? I just have this one question. You said 10 times stronger. So if he was 10 times stronger and went life and death with Sean Porter, just only to earn a single knockdown, right? A single knockdown in round 11 with a left hook, right? And I know you won that count right there. You know what I'm saying? I know you wish you would have been there, but I'm just saying he went there, he earned one knockdown and won a split decision. But then when that same Sean Porter, who was already doing commentary prior to stepping in the ring with Errol Spence, right? That same Sean Porter goes over here to Bud Crawford. We're talking about the 10 times stronger than fighter who went and won a split decision with Sean Porter, went over here to Terence Crawford, and Crawford had multiple knockdowns and stopped the man. But they say he was in retirement when he was doing the same retirement position prior to stepping in the ring with Errol Spence. Now, you explain to me where the 10 times is at. Because he didn't go in there and run through Sean Porter. So you trying to say, oh, in your scenario, that Crawford was weaker than Sean Porter? What was that? Or you were just saying Sean Porter was weaker than Terence Crawford? Which one is it? Because the results don't say that. The results say Sean Porter walked in there and he ended up meeting his demise, and he was stopped for the first time in his career. So if a fighter that's 10 times stronger than Terence Crawford, who did it better, how are you going to sell this? How are you going to repackage it and resell it out to the audience so they can believe you? You say this man is 10 times stronger than Terence Crawford, bro. Where is the evidence of that shit? Where is the evidence? Y'all gonna keep on talking about Gamboa? Y'all gonna talk about Gamboa? I mean, what else is there to talk about? Y'all gonna keep talking about Igis Kavalauskas? Y'all keep talking about the same stuff, but you won't mention any fights that Errol Spence struggled because he has no weaknesses. I got it. All right. Shout out to 10 times stronger. 10 times stronger, y'all. He said Errol Spence is 10 times stronger. 10 times. I would have respected you more if you say, you know what? I think overall, Errol Spence is a bit stronger than Bud. But at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to attrition. It's gonna come down to who's more durable. I would expect you to use that. When you put that 1-0 on that, now you exaggerating, bro.
It's 10 times better than Terence Crawford. So if Terence Crawford try to sit there like he did with David Ebenezer, come on, man. It is not gonna be pretty because
Okay, see, that's what we do, Bluray. See, I gotta take you through this hot grease, brother, so you won't come over here and think you can just walk in this dang, this content, this content community and just say things and people are not gonna dissect what you're saying. So you're saying he's 10 times better, huh? You say the man 10 times better, huh? That's what you said. He's 10 times better. So me and the listeners are just curious about certain things like this 10 times deal. It's just sitting with me different because you say it so lighthearted, you say it so easy, but yet it's no film out there to validate the 10 times, dog. There's nothing out there. There's nothing out there to validate what you just said, the 10 times. Where is the 10 times? Where's what we can show that he's stronger than Crawford because they never fought before in their careers? And then in the beginning, you want to downplay the common opponent in Kell Brook because he had some wins, but he was fighting sparring partners. But yet you failed to identify when he stepped in there with Errol Spence. Guess what? Kell Brook was coming off a loss and a fragment eye. So you sweep over that. And then when they get to the performance value, these two fighters, common opponents, have been devalued, especially when it comes to Crawford. He didn't fight them at the right time. They was washed up over the hill. But yet you say he's 10 times better than Terence Crawford when the common opponent that's always in shape, Sean Porter, he went life and limb, but Terence Crawford finished him off pretty quickly. I mean, I repeated myself again, but I'm just hearing what you say. Let's go back 1 minute. Let's go back a little bit. Listen to this.
That I know that it gives Earl a chance to clip him, and then Terence Crawford cannot fight Earl in the pocket. Even when I go back and watch David Ebenezer, right? They talk about David Ebenezer. We know he's not on the high quality of Earl. But, he had a high guard. He tried to fight on the inside, and he ended up getting clipped. And Terence Crawford sat there right in front of him and bullied him. But Earl is bigger and he's stronger.
Now explain to the people that you said you just identified that David Avenesian is not on the level of Errol Spence, right? So if that is indeed the case, why would you even use it in comparison? Why would it be a part of your analogy if David Avenesian is not on the level of Errol Spence? So therefore, if you're talking about how Crawford fought Avenesian, does it really matter? It doesn't matter, Bluray. It doesn't matter how he fought that guy. It don't matter because you just said he's not on the level of, right? If you say he's not on the level of, we don't care about how the fight went. We don't care how Terence Crawford went in there and fought David Avenesian. And what's your critique about it? We don't care about any of that shit. We don't care because he's not on the level of Errol Spence, right? So Kell Brook and Sean Porter, they get the credit. But David Avenesian, you can't put him in there and say he's not on the level, but yet you critiquing how Crawford fought him. He bullied Avenesian. But you said he wasn't on the level of Errol Spence. What do you expect him? When you was bragging about being in Team Spence and you said how he was knocking out cats when you was in the camp with strength and conditioning, okay, cool. You was in the camp, no doubt about it. You felt that that's what he was supposed to do, right? Right, Bluray? You felt he was supposed to because he was strong and you had gotten him in shape, right? So what's the difference between Crawford? Wasn't that what he was supposed to do? He was supposed to do that, right? He was supposed to go in there because Avenesian wasn't on Crawford's level. Right there, Bluray? He was supposed to do that, bro. But then you take a less quality opposition than Avenesian and you compare to what he's not going to be able to do with Errol Spence based off the performance and him being in there with Avenesian. Bro, stop. Stop it.
And Earl inside game is 10 times better than Terence Crawford. So if Terence Crawford try to sit there like he did with David Avenesian, come on, man. It is not going to be pretty because
why would he Bluray? Bluray, are you listening to yourself, brother? You said Errol Spence inside game is 10 times better. How do you know? And you're linking the performance off your argument. You're linking that up to his performance with Avenesian. Avenesian has been on record, your own words, that he's not on the level. So if he's not on the level, how can you say 10 times better? How do you say that, brother? How can you say that Errol Spence is 10 times better than Crawford on the inside and they never fought? How, bro? Is it any sparring footage out here, bro? Is there any sparring footage that you can give WCS so I can speak on it? Because if it's sparring footage that you got this from, once again, if it's a fight, because Lomachenko had several professional fights before he started recording his. So Bud might have had like 25 or 30 professional fights prior to recording his first freaking professional fight. Now it's been on record that BoxRec can make losses go away. Now I told you, Bluray. I told you. I walked around the perimeter to check and see if he lost before. Was there any breaches in the O that I didn't know? You up here saying he's 10 times better than Crawford on the inside, bro. And you have no evidence to prove that or put that out to the people. You have no visual evidence, bro, to bring this out to the public where they can say, you know what? I didn't even know that shit right there. I didn't know that. Like you see something, brother. It will be best for you at this point in time, being that we have a fight date, to bring out what you see and to tie it into Errol Spence being 10 times better than Bud on the inside, period. No flaws, none of that.
Every time you throw a punch, Earl is going to counter you. And then we know Earl is relentless to the body, and nobody never went to Terence Crawford's body, so we don't know how Terence Crawford's going to react. But we
cap. That's cap. If you do your research, that Bluray, don't they talk about Gamboa going to the body? I mean, I'm just saying, if somebody went to the body of Crawford. Somebody. If somebody don't went to the body of Crawford, because, you know, nobody's up here saying that Crawford has no weakness as a fighter. So once again, You're talking about a fight that hasn't happened, and you're speaking about Errol Spence doing this to other fighters, which a lot of us would say that wasn't on the level of Terence Crawford. We're talking about Kell Brooks, Sean Porter, eliminating them. Let's just go to the other names. Did Mikey Garcia get touched to the body? They went 12 freaking rounds, Bluray. Did Mikey Garcia get touched to the body, or didn't he? Did Carlos Ocampo in the minutes that the fight lasted? I mean, how do we judge what you're saying and with relevancy, right? How do we judge it with merit when you use the number 10? I know you all about the numbers. Listen, this might be something that you use on a regular basis, like you used to saying numbers all the time. But when you say 10 times better, 10 times better, that's basically saying that Crawford isn't qualified for this fight in the first place. Crawford being on the pound for pound list was a mistake. Him, fighting for Undisputed and winning, it was a fluke. When you say a fighter that's been camping out in the same division is 10 times better than an elite fighter like Terence Crawford, who's been on the pound for pound list for months upon months, made all these achievements, you say on the inside that Errol Spence is 10 times better. 10 times. So that means this man should be on the inside just bullying Crawford. Time the bell ring. He should just close distance, get close and just work on the inside, because you said, Bluray, that he was 10 times better. He was 10 times, not one time, not two times, but you said 10 times, brother.
If he sit there in the pocket, he gonna get punched on. I'm talking about punched on, like left and right. Earl punching, period. So I see Earl winning this by a landslide.
Here we go with those bloviated vernaculars. You know what I'm saying? Exacerbating, saying things that really don't add up to the point you're trying to make. He said he see Errol Spence winning this by a landslide. So I really don't have a problem with, him saying it, because that's what he's supposed to say. I mean, I've said what I said. I'm pretty sure it rubbed people the wrong way too. I said, I just don't see how Errol Spence is going to win this fight. And people sit up here and they have to go get some health and comfort items and put that pad down there because they start bleeding for no reason. And I'm saying, I don't understand it. But this dude said that Errol's going to land by a landslide, y'all. 10 times, and a landslide is the same motherfucking thing. Landslide 10 times. Like, you're basically giving Crawford no chance. But in your whole live stream, I didn't hear you really break down on the landslide. Like, how is it going to be so easy? And if it's going to be so easy, do you think somebody else should be in there with Errol Spence? I would like for you to give us a little bit of understanding, like, since this is going to be such a lopsided fight, why haven't, Errol Spence, moved up the 154 prior, since this is going to be a landslide? You know what I'm saying? He's 10 times better. He's that elite. Why haven't he been able to switch stances and be in front of Bud Crawford on the pound for pound list if this is going to be a 10 times landslide? You know what I'm saying? Why hasn't all those individuals that's looking, why haven't they felt the same way you do to move this man, to make those adjustments, bro? Something just ain't right.
We know Terence Crawford is gonna get his points. We know he's gonna counter Earl, and Earl gonna get hit. We know that. But Earl not gonna get punched on like that, especially if he decides to stay in the pocket with Earl and fight Earl in the pocket. He might hit Earl, but he's not finna punch on Earl, because Earl gonna throw more punches on the inside. Go study Terence Crawford when he fights on the inside. Number one, he's still moving his feet, being calculated, which he should do, which is very smart. Not gonna take that from him. But he hasn't sat there and fought somebody on the inside that has the output that Errol Spence has. Cool.
Okay. So let WCS set the table once again because it's already been set. But let's talk about some things that Bluray. So you want us to go do film study on Terence Crawford fighting on the inside for what? Because those opponents in y'all's eyes, those opponents that he's faced previously are not on the level of an Errol Spence Jr. So why am I going to look at film study on him fighting on the inside if Errol is this high output fighter and he is 10 times? 10 times? God damn. He's 10 times, y'all. God damn, on a Tuesday. 10 times going up on a Tuesday, y'all. He's 10 times. I say again, 10 times. No, I did not stutter. 10 times. He's 10 times better, y'all. This man said he's 10 times. So why would we go look at film if Errol Spence is 10 times better than Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford, whatever film and fighters that he fought prior to July 29th was not on the level of Errol Spence? There's no need for me to look at any film of him fighting on the inside because the punch output of Errol Spence out of your mouth is going to be entirely different than anyone that Terence Crawford has ever faced in his career. So how can we do a proper comparison? We can't. We can't do a proper comparison, bro. This is what I think that's going on. You know, Bluray trying to be a little bit, insidious. The reason why he's trying to be insidious, sneaky, clever, sly, is the fact these guys always want Errol Spence to be accommodated. They know that he's a come forward pressure fighter, flat-footed, right? So he put it out there. Oh, Terence Crawford won't fight him this way. Yeah, you want Terence Crawford to come in there and sit down and stand in front of him, bang it out. All of a sudden, they want just take a look at it. He did that shit with Mikey Garcia. He did it with Kell Brook. Did it with Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? He did it with freaking Yadenis Ugas. He did it with Danny Garcia. He wants Terence Crawford to come in there and fight styles that are applicable and line up well with the game plan of Errol Spence Jr. That's what this is about. They want to accommodate. That's all they want to do. They want to accommodate the fighting style of Errol Spence. So they put it out there and say some shit like, yeah, he's 10 times better. But if he chooses to dabble and fight Spence head on, you know what I'm saying, and stand there and fight him on the inside, he's gonna get punched on. hey, they both gonna get punched on. They're gonna be in the ring together, but they both gonna get punched on. They both gonna get punched on. Bro, it's called boxing. It's called boxing at the end of the day. So why would, being that you gave him credit for having a high ring IQ, why would Bud go over there and fight Errol Spence's fight the same way Errol Spence fought Sean Porter fight? Why would he do that? He's not there to make it easier for Errol Spence. This is a fight that's been talked about for years. Why would he go in there and say, you know what? Let me first bow to you, sir. I'm bowing. I'm showing my respect. I totally know how you want this fight to go, and we have no problem with appeasing you with that. We're definitely gonna, get in the groove a little bit, move around the first 2 rounds, and then we're gonna settle into your style. We're gonna stand there and we're gonna go punch for punch, blow for blow. Okay? No, that's not gonna happen, bro.
Listen, go do your homework.
Do your homework.
He has ever has an output that Errol Spence has. Period. I'm talking about fighting on the inside. Not gonna happen. And they're not as skilled. So is Terence Crawford gonna fight on the inside, which we know he's not.
Okay.
Because if Terence Crawford fights on the inside, Earl gonna clip him. I'm telling y'all, he gonna clip him. We know what happened when there's blood in the water. What the shark gonna do? He gonna go eat.
That's why I put them goggles up there. I don't see what you see. You see. I don't see what you see. I don't see what you see. So it's a chance that if Terence Crawford accommodates Errol Spence and fight his fight on the inside, it's a possibility 10 times. Now, why would Crawford do that if Errol Spence is 10 times better than him on the inside? Why would he sit up there and fight him on the inside? So therefore, what you're saying is that if he accommodates Errol Spence and fight him on the inside, Errol's gonna clip him. It's a good chance that'll happen to any fighter. He'll get clipped. Real talk. He'll get clipped. That's any fighter. But you said that Terence Crawford hasn't fought nobody like Errol Spence. Well, sir, hold up. That can go the same on the other side too. You know what I'm saying? Errol ain't fought nobody like Terence Crawford. He been in the division longer than Terence, but he ain't fought nobody like Bud either. You know what I'm saying? So it goes two ways. You know what I'm saying? We have a mutual understanding that both of these fighters, when it comes down to linking up July 29th, both of them haven't fought one another. Okay, we get it. Both of them haven't fought one another in their career, and they haven't fought a fighter that is considered to be on the level of both of these fighters in their careers. So, you know, it's going to be a familiar battleground, which is the four corner quadrant. Okay, we understand that, but the participants, the contenders, the champions that's inside, the soldiers, the gladiators that's going to be fighting July 29th, they have not crossed paths like this and had a physical altercation before. Now we get to see it July 29th and settle the score. That's just the way it is. We get to see them stepping there for the first time on a familiar, battleground, and we're going to see who's the better fighter.
And we know if Earl clip him on the inside, he gonna finish him. He gonna stop him hands down.
Okay.
So his best bet is to stay on the outside. But you know
what?
We know Earl is gonna cut the ring off. We don't know when and how early, but we know he's gonna cut that ring off.
Okay.
And Earl already said he admitted that he's stepping. And when saying that, leading up to the fight, how the press conferences, and we're gonna see how mad Earl gets, because I know the mentality that he has.
Ooh, he know the mentality of Earl, because Errol said he's gonna be stepping. Now we already know there has to be some type of movement once the fight starts. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some type of movement. So stepping is one foot either beside or in front or in back of the other. I mean, I'm just saying it has to be some type of movement. We can assume what Errol Spence meant was he's gonna step. He's gonna go and fight Terence Crawford. Now, Bluray, I totally get it. You think he's gonna do everything right because you don't see any weaknesses. I get it. That's why I brought these goggles over to you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I brought them. So you can look in inside that glass, bro. And you can understand. You talking about this man cutting off the ring, bro. It's not going to be that way. He may cut off the ring because it's a part of boxing, but you're not fighting an average fighter. You know what I'm saying? You're not fighting above average fighter. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence is fighting a great fighter. He's fighting a great fighter. So him cutting off the ring, following Bud around, and 10 times better, Bud stops, and all the output is gonna just come blazing out. It's just gonna come overflowing, man, just like sweat. It's just gonna consume and overwhelm Bud Crawford. My only question to you, Bluray, is what fight can you pull up that's happened to Bud? Did it happen in the Jeff Horn fight? Because people talk about how dirty Jeff Horn was when he fought Manny Pacquiao, how he was roughing him up and stuff like that, right? Is any way you can do that next live? Can you show us some film study on, a fighter that's cutting off the ring and Bud having a problem, you know what I'm saying, answering to the fighter cutting off the ring? He has problems. He's just sitting on the ropes getting pounded on. Because look, that'll be the perfect game plan, really. If Errol Spence cuts off the ring and he corners Bud and force him up against the rope, somewhat like Bivol did Canelo sometime, right? Throughout their fight, right? So he can get him up against the ropes and start landing those blistering, woo, because we know his output on, fighting on the inside is just unbelievable. So if he can catch Terence Crawford up against the ropes and just start blazing, pop, 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 just like listen to popcorn in the microwave. This should be an easy fight because you say he's 10 times better. So if he's 10 times better, I'm guessing that within those 10, that Crawford doesn't know what to do once he up against the ropes. I'm just saying, I don't think he'll know what to do. If he starts getting those barrage of punches, and from Errol cutting off the ring, and Crawford feel like his claustrophobia, right here, he's claustrophobic, and he's like, oh, Bo Mac, I don't know what to do. This guy is different. I never had nobody cut off the ring this way. And then when I'm on the inside, he's 10 times. Bo Mac, give me answers.
He has a mentality that he gonna hurt you. And like Earl told me before, he said, "Blue, I don't get paid for overtime." He really told me.
What?
He said, "Bro, I don't get paid for the overtime. When I get in there, I'm trying to win. I'm trying to stop. I don't get paid for overtime." So
that is interesting right there. Bluray. Just when I thought you needed the goggles, I don't think you really need. Sometimes I think you just need to lift them up and use your own regular sight, your natural sight, because dang, Spence told you that? That's amazing. Let me see. That's amazing. That is amazing. That he told you 0 defeats, and he has 22 knockouts. So he doesn't get paid for overtime. I'm looking at his box rec right now. And what's puzzling to me, right? And this is not an investigation. This is just straight public record. I see he went the distance with Danny Garcia upon his return. His first fight upon his return from Sean Porter fight. He went the distance. Is that considered overtime? I'm just curious. Let me go prior to Sean Porter, because he went the distance with Sean Porter split decision. Is that considered overtime? I don't know. Let me go to Mikey Garcia. These is 3 fights in a row there, Bluray. 3 fights in a row. Let me look at this green. Let me see. Whiskey, Tac, Uniform, Delta. See, I'm thinking I'm seeing something here, Bluray. Just like you see Summit Crawford. I'm seeing something. Okay. He fought Mikey March 16, 2019, when Mikey was 39-0. Superb. But Errol Spence told you something, that he doesn't get paid for overtime. But I go back in these 3 fights back to back, and Mikey Garcia, who moved up from 135, I'm looking at the Whiskey Tac Uniform Delta over. He went the distance with Mikey. He went the distance with Sean Porter. He went the distance with Danny Garcia. Those was 3 fights back to back. So what you're gonna say probably is that, well, when he was with me, man, he was knocking him out. Yeah, but the level of competition is different. You feel me? The level of competition is different. We can't add the nutritionist Chris Algieri in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got some KOs, Bandu, but he went to the 11th round with Kell Brook. But you say he don't get paid overtime. Okay. Thanks for allowing us that piece of information, because those are more recent fights that he had. You understand? Like Danny Garcia, he went to distance. Sean Porter distance. Mike Garcia distance. Is there like? Did you mean overtime? Like, is there a different type of definition? I may be wrong. I may have looked in the dictionary and I didn't quite see what overtime you're mentioning. What overtime is this now? And basically, did he tell you this back in 2015, 2014? I know he started professionally in 2012, but when did he tell you this? Was he doing 6 to 8 rounders at the time? Because I see a lot of knockouts early in his career. So was he doing 6 or 8 rounders at the time, or was he a 12-round fighter? You have to let me know that. Just DM it to me, Bluray. That's all.
So that's the mentality that Errol Spence had. He don't get paid for overtime. So we're gonna see. This is a great fight. Fight of the year, hands down. You know, so and I hope once Terence Crawford loses, that he wants to rematch so we can see this twice. And Errol Spence is gonna be undisputed, defend the undisputed, you know, back to back. And, you know, go to 54 and do whatever he does for his career at 54 and become a world champion there and go into the sunset, undisputed champion at 47, and, you know, and whatever level he attained at 54 or possibly 60. We don't know. We don't know what he's going to do in the future.
Don't get ahead of yourself now.
So that's my assessment right now. If anything changes, I'll come back and do a part 2. I know a lot of y'all probably want to hear from me.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. WCS want to. Please do a part 2. And don't be offended by any of what you've heard previously to the conclusion of me, you know, playing your audio. It's not personal. I have to put that out there because somehow, man, you know, people be getting offended, bro. Like, you know, I'm not even getting personal about this. I just have a vivid imagination. But let's get back to Bluray. Hey, Bluray. I heard what you said. You know what I'm saying? And you said that Errol Spence is gonna win. You know what I'm saying? You have it that Errol Spence is gonna win. I get it. You know, you're supposed to feel that way. I get it, brother. You know, and you feel that he's gonna defend the titles. Okay, I get it. The only thing I'm saying is we're gonna have to wait until July 29th, and we're gonna have to kind of get an idea to see if you really mean what you said. Because you said it's gonna be fight of the year, right? You said this is gonna be fight of the year. But once again, like I try to explain to the aerosexuals, I'm not calling you aerosexual. I'm talking about, I try to explain to the aerosexuals that Bluray. You said this is gonna be fight of the year. You put it out there as fight of the year. How can it be fight of the year when they out here saying the man haven't fought nobody? You saying that Errol Spence is 10 times better than him on the inside. You saying that Errol Spence has no weaknesses. How is this going to be fight of the year when you making it seem like it's a lopsided affair? You acting like that Bud Crawford don't even have a chance in hell to go in here with a fighter like Errol Spence. He's just too much of a qualified fighter. He's too elite. Bud has never fought nobody even close to that of Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all saying. He hasn't did nothing, bro. So therefore, you're sending a fighter that's a mediocre lower tier fighter, and you're saying it's gonna be fight of the year. How does that work though? He's gonna cut off the ring, and Bud Crawford has no idea about the punch output that Errol Spence is gonna put out. It's a no-brainer, man. The way y'all talking like this is no-brainer, man. He's gonna go in there and he's gonna have an easy go with Crawford. It's gonna be easy. So how's it gonna be the fight of the year? Let me get to this chat, man. BIG on deck. Salute to you. They talking about that shit right now on the news. I have said that EJ can't take Blu-ray's workout. Talk to him. I don't know why that's the case now. Let's advocate for Bluray to get back in there because I want Errol Spence to be in tip-top, phenomenal shape. And shout out to Swat Jones on deck. WCS OG, what's happening? What's good? What's good? I see you in the building. Bluray still waiting on the call. Hey, Shaw News, since you had, the connection, you know what I'm saying? Since you still know the people over there, maybe you can have them on your show. You know what I'm saying? Like they can give us the secret. He says he has the sauce. You know what I'm saying? He says he has the sauce. He sees something. So it's up to us to pull it out of him. What do he see? Hey, Dub 100, what's good on deck? He said, is it VADA testing? Is it VADA testing? I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's answered Victor Conte yet. I don't know, bro. I don't know. D-Ray Promotions, what's good? Bill's Boot Camp, what's good with it? On deck, salute. He said he sees something that EJ can expose. They need him back in the camp. That's what I was saying, man. Why don't y'all have this man that sees something? Like I remember when Mikey Garcia was up here talking about what he's seen too. Mikey Garcia was one of those fighters that said he's seen something too. And all I seen was him in the high guard, taking punches round after round after round. But what we do know is that if Errol Spence say he don't get paid for overtime, he showed enough went the distance with Mikey Garcia, though. I'm just saying, he showed enough went the distance with Mikey. He don't get paid for overtime now. Come on, bro. He been on record. He said in front of Brian Custer, he said, man, he ain't been man down in a while. So he must get paid that Bluray for overtime. It ain't been man down in a while. If Ugas had Errol hurt, what is Bud going to do? Best proven finisher in our era. True words, man. You know what I'm saying? True words, bro. You know what I'm saying? I thought nobody wanted to fight Kell Brook. So that's why he took the Triple G fight. Hey, man, they want to try to put the teams. Well, the team, he didn't have his team with him when he fought Terence. Well, didn't he go against the wishes when he fought Gennady Golovkin? It wasn't people pissed off? Yeah, they were. They were pissed off. You know what I'm saying? NO, what's good? What's good with it? NO on deck with it. Brook chose to have his coach. Yes, man. Come on, man. We ain't gonna use that coach excuse as to why Brooks came in there and fought Terence. And you know what I'm saying? It got closed out the way he did. Come on, man. They I guess y'all want Terence to go all the way up to the 11th round, right? You know what I'm saying? I guess he needs to go to the 11th round to make the conversation that much more, entertaining, that more conducive when it comes to boxing talk. So y'all can compare who did the 11 rounds better. No, that's not the case, man. Town Biz Sports and Entertainment in the building. These dudes always got excuses and refuse to give Terence Crawford any kind of credit. Man, credit will be given, though. You know what I'm saying? We have the tick tock. Time is moving. It's crazy because Charles Williams came down from 175 to fight James Toney for a belt at 168. He was also coming off 3 wins. Couple different factors, but principle still the same. There's been many fighters that drop down in weight and they do it. You know what I'm saying? They're not up here making excuses about a fighter. And a lot of times you don't have rivalries like this welterweight rivalry that's been brewing for quite some time. Crawford Spence has been out here brewing in the talking points of social media for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? So they pick and choose who they want to make excuses for when it comes to water on the brain. Hey, man, water on the brain. Bro, fighters cut weight all the time. So you just want to make an excuse, for Kell Brook coming off Errol Spence. And let's not get it twisted. He moved up to 154. His first fight after Errol Spence was at 54, and he completed 3 of them, and they say it was sparring partners. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have his trainer and all this other shit. But yeah, he went up there and fought Gennady Golovkin, got the brakes beat off of him, stopped in the 5th round, and they want to come up here and act like, oh man, he was A-OK when he stepped in there. I don't have no problem with Bluray, man. Hey, I don't know how it went down. Somebody released him. I've heard rumor mill. I have no idea. I heard rumor, but I have no idea. I'm just being honest. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. Hey, shout out to Cooking with Sir Senior on deck, man. What's good? They be having every excuse in the world. I guarantee if Bud went into a fight coming off an injury and without Bomac and lost, they wouldn't grant him that same grace. Hell no, shout it. Hell no. They say, see, this would have been MD. See. This is what we talking about. Bud Crawford always moving funny. Why they let him move funny in boxing? He always moving funny. He know he shouldn't have did that without his team. He shouldn't have did this. See, they would have looked. They would have brought in all top rank. They would have brought in this, that, and the other, and they would have went through all this shit, y'all. They would have went through everything. Oh man, he negotiated in bad faith. Now he's not even caring about his team. That's why he lost. See, he's in shambles right now. He's in shambles. I'm telling you, man, they wouldn't have gave that man no love. Grace. Shit. They would have put a prefix on that. The MD, they would have put the DIS on that. Bud is a disgrace. Eddie Hearns and Team Brooke wanted him to give up his belt and move to 154 because of his eye surgery and a sudden weight loss to 147. But Kel said, no, he got to come take my belt. Hey, shout out to Kell Brook for having the warrior spirit. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him for having the warrior spirit. I like that quote right there. You know what I'm saying? They want that man to just vacate and have somebody fight for the vacant. He said, no, if they want it, they gotta come get it. I like that, man. The warrior spirit, bro. The warrior spirit, real talk. But these were the same people that told him to go fight Kell Brook. Yeah, you're right, Town. They were the same people. You're right. Because it was no common opponents that Crawford had on his resume, because they saying that Spence can beat everybody on Crawford's resume and he need to fight Kell Brook. So they was you need to fight Kell Brook. Okay, he fought him. Boom. He wasn't the same. He wasn't the same since Errol. No, he wasn't the same since Gennady. One thing Bluray did mention, what he say? When he fought Terence Crawford, he had two bad, eye sockets, right? He had two bad. So, like I said before, you said it. I didn't. You said two. But you also got to look at how many he had when he fought your boy Errol. One. He had already been beat up and fractured. You know what I'm saying? But that's a fact, Town. They wanted him to fight a common opponent of Errol Spence. And he did. Oh, he was weight drained. He didn't have his trainers with him. They start making up all these freaking excuses, man. I see something too. I'm still waiting on the call. Yeah, that's slick, man. Yeah, I see something. I see something. I'm still looking at this motherfucking phone, dog. God damn, dog. I'm looking at my phone. I don't see a missed call. Shit. You ain't lying, man. He's still waiting on that phone call, man. He got hope. He even said in his live, he said, they call me, they call me, if I work with them this camp, bro, Bluray, I hope you work with him. Real talk. I don't have no problem with Bluray, man. He know his shit. But you said some questionable things, man. You were showing a little bit of novice type behavior on this YouTube shit with this boxing talk now. You might train athletes, but you ain't training your mind enough to do research on this shit. You got to have familiarization with a lot of this boxing talk. But it is what it is, man. I believe you're a good guy, but some of the things you said 10 times, but you said it's going to be, the fight of the year and all that. How? If y'all keep on downplaying everything Crawford has done up to this point, how can it be fight of the year? How do you want fans to go over there and purchase the pay-per-view? How is this going to go down in history books? And y'all up here continue to talk about Crawford ain't fought nobody, because y'all are haters. Y'all straight up haters. That's all. He doesn't see a goddamn thing. Hey, Showtime, man. Get that man. Give him the BOD, man. The Bravo Oscar Delta. Give him the benefit of the doubt, brother. He sees something, man. I gave him the goggles, man. I want him to look and see what he sees, dog. Because Errol Spence has no weaknesses. So would it have been better for him to say Errol's perfect boxer? Because when you say so-and-so don't have no weaknesses, is that pretty much saying he's perfect? I'm just putting it out there. I don't know. I saw AJ beating Usyk twice, but I found out after I wasn't seeing it. I was dreaming. Damn. Hey, Hey man, he said he sees something. I just want him to let the world know why, man. What is all this secret shit? If you are on a level where you can see something that can change the scope of this fight, why not put it out to the team? Are you waiting? Are you just saying that so Team Spence can invite you in and say, listen, we heard what you said on your live. We just brought you in here and we thank you for everything you continue to do, the good words and everything. But you said, you see something. And you know, we was up here, you know, we was up here sparring with McAlooey. And McAlooey, hey man, chill. You know what I'm saying? Stop landing all those headshots, bro. Work to the body. We don't want the same thing to happen last time, okay? But we was up here and we just want to know what did you see? And look, if it's something that we didn't know, we'll hire you on for this fight camp. You know, if it's some bullshit, you know, we're gonna have to send you back outside the confines of this world-class Alcatraz and have you continue to do what you do. But what did you see exactly? Because you've seen something we ain't never seen, and it's a great possibility it changes the entire magnitude of this fight. You're in, buddy. You're in. So what is exactly? Bluray gonna say some shit like, well, hey DJ, I do believe, you know what I'm saying, it's something. And I gotta sign the contract first. You gotta let me in before, because I don't think that y'all gonna give me a shot. I need to sign some paperwork before you let me in, do this whole entire fight camp, you know, and I'll tell you what it is. All right, Bluray, fill out the paperwork. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. Now, what is it? Derek James said, what is it? What is it, Bluray? Tell us what it is. Well, this is what I seen. This is what I seen in Terence Crawford. I seen that he's in better shape than Errol, pretty much. That's the main reason I was up there, goddamn telling you all, you know, he's in better shape than Errol. Real talk. That's what I seen. I seen that motherfucker out there getting it in and working. And I don't see that coming from over here. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's at. So if you got me on deck, I'm gonna get him in the same type of shape and better than I see in Terence Crawford. I see him out there doing road work and doing all his strength and conditioning. And I don't see nothing coming from over here, Errol. So excuse me, Derek. Since I'm now part of the team again, I got to start him on his warm up. You know what I'm saying? We signed a contract. Now you're gonna pay me my money if you kick me out the gym. Hey, the only thing goddamn Bluray see was that Terence Crawford was doing goddamn more strength and conditioning and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was out there. He looked more in shape than freaking Errol Spence. I can't make this shit up, dog. I can't make it up. For real. He sees he's not a part of the team. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. Bluray, I can't stop what my chat is telling. You know what I'm saying? We want you to be a part of the team. But they trying to say you seeing a lot of things. You seeing that you're not part of the team. You know what I'm saying? You seeing yourself being on the team. Hey, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It got to happen. You know, it has to happen, big dog. Let me see. Blunts, I saw that spoke. Shakur, Bud, and Keyshawn destroy high guards. They all train together. They peel it, punch around it, accelerate. Yes, man. High guard is not a healthy guard to be in for too many seconds at a time. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you can have a high guard and then you counter. You know, you on time with your countering. Let me see this right quick. Hold on for a second. Okay, so I was just saying something. Okay, I got a bunch. I got it. Mace, man, he tripping. I'll play that near the end because that's Mace talking. That's not me. So if I brought it up, they have a problem. But yeah, Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah. I gotta let you listen to hear this shit with Mace asks. He said Bluray went from being a strength and conditioning coach to begging and pleading to work with Spence, knowing damn well Derrick James doesn't want him around. Yeah, we understand that, man. But he has hope. 10 times better. He would be, look, if you wanted to get in the good graces of Team Spence, he should have said 20 times better. He should have said 20 times better. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kendrick on deck. What's good with the Kendrick? I don't know. That says he's telling you that EJ got a time machine, bro. That's a secret weapon. Damn, EJ got a time machine. Then you know where I'm going with it, sir. Saying I'll let Mace take you back on that time machine. You know what I'm saying? If he got a time machine, you know where I'm gonna go back with it. He gonna go back to that fateful day prior to, after Sean Porter. He go right back then, chill, kick it with his fam, just chill, let it be known, relax, don't go out. He'll be good. You know what I'm saying? Just got done walking my dog for 2.5 miles and now getting these dips and crunches and sit-ups in, trying to bring 49 years in right. I'm a August Leo. Blessings. Salute to you, bro. Stay healthy. Yes, sir. Shout out to Samad, man. Out there getting that work in. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Bones might crack a little bit more than they did when you was in your 20s or 30s, but at least you putting in the work. They got to thank Al Heyman first. You know what I'm saying? That's where Bluray might be going wrong before he did this live. He didn't think Al Heyman. Al Heyman would have heard that shit. He would have made the phone call to Derrick. Hey, Derrick. Man, I was just thinking, get him back in the camp, man. I heard him today. He gave me thanks first. You know how I feel about that. It gave me a warm and fuzzy. Hey, yeah, get him back in the camp. Hey, that's what I said, man. I don't give a damn who Jim it is. Get him back in the camp, man. Get him back in the camp ASAP. When it comes to boxing, he lost. He just said EJ was the perfect fighter. Yeah, he got a little bit of work to do, man. A lot of work when it comes to this boxing talk. Shout out to Andrew Charles. Salute to you, brother. Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz and more. The OG, what's good? Shout out to Detroit, man. Hey, you on deck? WCS, shout out from Detroit. You was talking to Doggy Bone. Man, I cannot wait. Spence is not who they think he is. Damn, Doggy Bone. Damn. Let me let you listen to Mace's. You got to hear this. You got to hear this. All right.
And I wanted to ask Errol Spence, like, if he was here, I saved this question, man. You remember his car flipped?
Yeah.
I want to ask him, was he running from Mo 3?
From Mo? Hold on. What does this have to do with the fight, though, Murder? It's mental? Like, what you talking about?
I like asking the questions people want to know, man.
Hold on. Just so I understand. Time out. I'm a little confused on this. What does him flipping the car have to do with Mo 3? God bless the dead.
I just.
No, I don't know the story. That's what I'm asking you. So what happened? So you can, for me and the viewers that don't understand why you asked this question.
Just rumor has it that, right, that him and Mo 3 was into something. I just want to know, was he trying to get away from Mo 3? Is that why the car flipped?
So just because I'm just naive and some of the viewers maybe, what you're saying is that Mo 3 and Errol Spence has some beef?
Yeah, street beef.
Street beef. Okay. So you're saying that when Errol Spence was driving, that he was running from Mo 3? God bless the dead. That's what you're saying?
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing.
I'm not laughing. God bless the dead. I'm not laughing. But I'm just trying to make sure I understand.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't know that. That's why I'm asking you to be clear.
Yeah,
did you hear about this stat? Okay, so that's but no.
See, people want to know the truth. No, that's what I'm here for.
That's why I'm asking. I'm acting like I'm a 3-year-old because I want to be clear on what you're saying. You're saying that the time that Errol Spence car flipped,
he may be trying to get away from Mo 3.
That would have been a great question. Maybe when we interview him, he'll have that answer that question.
People be thinking.
I'm not gonna elaborate on that because it's kind of off topic. I don't get into that he say. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave that up to the artist. You know what I'm saying? That was Mace. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. You can check it out over there. And that was courtesy of Blunts, Big Blunts and Boxing. Appreciate the drop, brother. You know what I'm saying? Silence King on deck. I see you. I cannot get to every comment. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, appreciate everyone who pulled up. I'm at 2 hours. I have to bounce. You know what I'm saying? This is what fear sounds like. Kell Brook even said when he fought Bud, that was the best he ever felt, and he was healed and good to go. They're gonna continue not to give Bud Crawford his flowers, man, his props, as we call it growing up, his just due. They feel, and the only way that's gonna happen is that we get to the fight and Errol Spence stay healthy, which I'm just curious to see if he stays healthy. He had the accident, then he had the eye injury. Let's see if he's able to stay healthy. I really think the Errol sexuals don't want this fight to happen because for them, it becomes a whole nother lifestyle they have to live. You know what I'm saying? They have to live a different lifestyle on the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna start doing live streams. A lot of cats that was on camera, they're gonna do like I do. They're gonna go behind the freaking motherfucking logo. They're not gonna come out and play no more because they know I'm gonna be like, excuse me, I just got a question, right? That fight went down, a week ago, and I still haven't seen no videos or anything. And y'all talking about that goddamn beatdown that we seen now. Come on, man. Keep the same motherfucking energy that you was talking prior to. Now, I want you to get her done. Bring your ass back on this live stream and turn the camera on. Let's see what you got to say. God damn it. You did all that talking. I want you to now do all that walking. Please explain to us what played out July 29th. Why did it end the way it ended? Somebody tell me that shit. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be bad. But appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Thanks for the donations. Continue to tune in, like, share, and sub. And we should do it again. I'm out, shouty.